In this video, we want to install the Samba service, Samba daemon. Samba is the service that allows Windows clients to be able to connect to a Linux server and access shared folders, shared files, folders, and printers. It goes a little bit beyond that. It's getting upgraded or enhancements all the time. You can make a very basic domain controller using Samba, but you can't really think of it as replacing a current domain controller in Windows today. Samba is still several generations old as far as being a domain controller, but it can do a good job as providing a shared folder, and that's our goal. It's just a simple, straight install Samba, get a folder shared. We want to allow guest access to the folder. We want to allow read and write access to it, unrestricted read and write access to it. So we've identified those things down here. So preconditions, we need to mount the DVD. We need to have DNS set up so that from our Windows clients we can just do a //lnx and find the shared folder. We're going to create this directory. This directory currently does not exist. The parent directory does, but not this one. We'll create it. We're going to assign 777, which is read, write, and execute for everybody, for the owner, for the primary group, and for everyone else. So we're going to do that. There's our chmod command to do that. And as we mentioned, in Samba, we'll need to identify that this is for allowing guest access. All right, so first thing let's go ahead and go out and create that directory. So you can see that I've got the red prompt, which means I've switched user to root. So I'm going to change directory to temp. Let's take a look at what's in there. I'm going to make a directory called temp, and I'm going to chmod at 777 for temp. And let's just take a look to be sure that that all happened. Okay, so there's temp. The green means that it is marked for execution. No, we're not going to kill it. It just means that files within it can be executed. That's the X here. And you can see we've got 777, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. You know, honestly, what we could do is we don't really need the execute. We could just go on read, write. So that would be 6. 1, 2, 4, that would be 666. Okay, we'll leave it at that just for our simple demonstration. So we've done that. We've got our file share set up. Let's now go into YAST, and under networking services here, let's scroll down and find Samba. Okay, networking services. We've been here for all of our other stuff. This is kind of like, since we're doing a read-write share, a guest access share, we don't really need to work with this, but this is who's going to hold the database, or how are we going to know who has read and write access, and so we're going to default this just to workgroup. We are not going to be a domain controller. As I mentioned, this reference to BDC goes way back to Windows NT days during the 1990s. We want the service to start automatically. Alright, so it installed, but we need to do some configuration to it. So let's go back in. There's a whole bunch of pre-created shares. You can see them here. And I tried turning these off and turning them on. I've just found the easiest thing to do, since we're not intending to use them, is just to delete them. So I'm going to remove all of these, and then we'll create the one that we want. There's a lot to be learned about Samba. It's gotten, as I mentioned, more complex through its different iterations, and all this stuff that's done here is meant to make your life easier. But in our case, where we just want a simple share, we're going to just get rid of those. So now we go to add. We'll call it temp. It is a directory and not a printer. We need to browse on the correct path. So there it is. Okay, so we choose that. And because we assigned our own permissions of 777, we don't want to inherit the access control list. We're going to go with our manually assigned permissions. Okay, let's see here. So read only, it says no. temp. Guest access is no, we want to enable guest access. So we're going to go ahead and OK that. I can see we're at 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to OK this, but we do need to reboot. So we'll wrap up this video, we'll OK it, we'll reboot, and then we'll open up and verify our work here, and then go to a Windows machine and test it. Alrighty, so we'll close out this video.